Gentlemen, envision a world where the fog of uncertainty parts and the path to success is clear. Now, what if I told you that unlocking such clarity was possible by mastering just a few powerful thought techniques? Stay tuned, as today we'll delve into the art of clever thinking that separates the achievers from the dreamers. What if everything you knew about problem solving was just the tip of the iceberg? Welcome aboard our deep dive into the cerebral masterpiece The Great Mental Models by Shane Parrish. Here lies the treasure trove of insight that champions the idea. In this game of life, he who evades the pitfalls of ignorance walks away victorious. Let's roll out the tapestry of what ifs, the three profound mental models that could revamp your decision-making and problem-solving arsenal. The I in our what ifs embodies inversion. Picture yourself grappling with a challenge. The conventional route wants you to storm it head-on, but inversion tempts you, urging you to flip the script. Instead of asking how do I triumph? Dare to ask how do I fail spectacularly? The essence of inversion is to unveil the stark contrasts between success and failure, making it palpable to sidestep booby traps and march toward victory. Imagine you're crafting a video, and you start pondering how to make it utterly dreary. Maybe you'd lean on bland slides, a soporific drone for narration, and stretch the content thin. Now, invert those ideas into their vivacious opposites, and you've spun straw into gold of dynamic, brisk, and captivating video. What about those days you need to peak productivity? Consider how you'd squander it oversleeping, indulging in a sluggish breakfast, or getting swamped by emails. Inversion beckons you to rise at dawn, skip the breakfast for sharp focus, and put off emails until your critical task is conquered. As we unravel the F in our what ifs, we step into the shoes of giants like Elon Musk. Musk approached his rocket predicament not with resignation, but with first principles thinking. He dissected a rocket to its bare-bones materials that on the commodity market were mere pennies on the dollar compared to the finished rocket's exorbitant price tag. From that realization, SpaceX was born, challenging the status quo with an affordable path to the stars. First principles thinking peels away the layers of conventional wisdom, bidding you to question the status quo. It's a daring mandate. When faced with pivotal decisions, distill them to their essence. Is that enticing career truly your calling, or will its core components leave you wanting? Break down the fundamentals and discern if it's a match or if you must carve out a new path. Lastly, as we unveil the S, we confront second-order thinking. History teaches us that actions beget reactions, often spiraling beyond our initial intent. After the First World War, the victors imposed such harsh terms on Germany that they inadvertently set the stage for the next global conflict. Second-order thinking is your safeguard, challenging you to forecast the ripple effects of your decisions. A contemporary CEO might mandate a return to the office post-pandemic, hoping to restore corporate camaraderie. But what are the second-order effects? The workforce might rebel against lost conveniences, resulting in a mass exodus that corrodes the very culture intended to be preserved. Thus, before charting your course, ponder the waves your actions might generate. Gentlemen, it's in the symphony of these what ifs inversion, first principles, and second-order thinking that you have at your fingertips the power to sidestep folly and architect ingenious solutions. With these strategies, you stride closer toward being the one with the fewest blind spots, the one who reaps the spoils of vision and clarity. You've made it halfway through our discourse, and just by staying the course, you've shown an appetite for excellence. If this resonates with the warrior within you, if it speaks to the master strategist eager for wisdom, remember to subscribe, like, and ring that bell of notification. Embrace these philosophies, and watch as the fruits of success grow abundant in your life's orchard. Our journey doesn't end here. If you're wondering how can I apply these strategies in my own life? Then look no further. Think about recent decisions and problems you've faced. Run them through the gauntlet of what ifs. Put pen to paper and map out how inversion might reveal hidden opportunities, how grounding your solutions in first principles can disrupt the status quo, and how second-order thinking can shield you from unintended consequences. As we reach the conclusion of this enlightenment voyage, remember, the wisdom dispensed here is but a fraction of the greatness contained within The Great Mental Models by Shane Parrish. This book is your gateway to the mental armory that will fortify your mind against the fickle winds of chance. If my words have sparked a fire, if these insights have handed you the keys to the kingdom of clear thought, consider expressing your gratitude. A tip reverberating with the value you've received lies in the description, awaiting those who wish to unlock further treasures. And so, gentlemen, as we part ways today, ask yourself, which of these what-ifs will you engrave upon your shield, ready to deploy them in the throes of life's grand battles? Share your roadmap to mastery below, and until next time, wield these models not as mere tools, but as the powerful weapons they are, and march ever onward toward the pinnacle of success. Greetings, gentlemen of intellect and ambition. Have you ever pondered over the narrative of Robin Hood, the sterling archer who plundered the coffers of the affluent to bestow upon the destitute? While such a tale may resonate with a ring of honor, it shockingly paves the way to a muddled economic quagmire that has exacerbated the wealth chasm we witness today. In the forthcoming discourse, you're about to discover a clandestine truth that, once harnessed, has the caliber to liberate your finances from the fetters of impoverishment. Rivet your attention, for this insight could very well be the touchstone to your financial autonomy. Let's embark on a historical expedition to an era devoid of taxes, where requisitions were merely temporal to bolster war chests. Britain and America's intermittent tax exigencies paved the precedent for what would transpire to be a perpetual tax system. In the year 1913, a watershed event unfolded with the inception of consistent income taxation, which, unbeknownst to the masses, primarily targeted the affluent echelons of society. This cardinal shift devised a populist gambit that convinced the poor and the middle class to endorse a tax structure under the auspice of penalizing the well-heeled. This passage of law solidified the economic stratification that it purported to mitigate, for as the state's pecuniary thirst burgeoned, so did the fiscal burden plummet upon the shoulders of the unsuspecting middle to low-income populace. The affluents, however, beheld this system not as a deterring barricade, but as an opening ripe for exploitation. Their secret? The potent construct of corporations, foremost ciphers for accumulating untaxed prosperity with non-existent personal liability. This instrument of affluence traces its origins to days of yore when deep-pocketed merchants risked capital in ventures in search of overseas riches. Modernly, a corporation doesn't necessitate a plethora of personnel or tangible assets. It exists primarily in legalese, recognized by the state as a sentient entity devoid of a soul. Here's the curious distinction between the remuneration practices of an everyday employee and those of a corporation. The employee labors for currency, a portion of which is appropriated by the government, while a corporation garners revenue, budgets expenses, and subsequent to which, taxes are exacted on the remainder. Corporations relish in lower tax rates compared to personal income taxes and have the prerogative to either capitulate taxes or reinvest earnings into the enterprise, cultivating growth and dodging the taxman. By an ingenious manipulation of this expansive fissure in our tax apparatus, the opulent ensure their riches remain interlaced within the confines of their corporations. They command substantial resources sans personal risk, thus swelling their wealth inexorably. Delve deeper, and you'll unearth that the lion's share of a billionaire's affluence isn't hoarded in their personal accounts but is instead interwoven within the corporate maze, ready for access and control. As history has unfurled, legislation imposing burdensome taxes on the rich has inescapably led to a financial albatross onto the upper middle class, leaving the wealthy unscathed and exacerbating wealth disparities. Nonetheless, the silver lining presents itself resplendently. Anyone can form a corporation, anyone. The establishment of a corporation avails to you the means to wield control over your funds, and maneuver them judiciously prior to any government deductions. Banish your ignorance and seize this wisdom to triumph over economic adversity, to carpe diem your way toward a life bereft of monetary strain and brimming with freedom. The pearls of wisdom disclosed herein find their origin in the seminal work Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, a scripture of financial enlightenment. Awaken, gentlemen, and grasp this opportunity. Discover the full breadth of this knowledge and the vistas it unlocks by engaging deeply with Kiyosaki's insights. The time is nigh, your destiny awaits, and as you ponder upon the actions you will incorporate into your life from this revelation, remember your financial liberation beckons. For those who hold this message in high esteem and find merit in these words, feel inclined to extend gratuity in proportion to the enlightenment gained. Should you wish to chart a course toward achieving these financial epiphanies, consider subscribing, liking, and tapping that notification bell. Remember, the strength to remodel your economic reality resides not in the hands of fate, but in the willed action of the informed. With that final note of encouragement, gentlemen, I bid you onward toward your journeys of affluence and sophistication. Until we convene once more on this platform, where wisdom and action walk hand in hand.